Ethan grew up believing one simple rule: if something is hard, push harder. He was strong, determined, and never backed down. In school, when problems came, he worked longer hours. In sports, he trained harder than anyone else. When people doubted him, he pushed even more. To Ethan, effort meant force, and for a while, it worked. He became known as the guy who never gave up. Teachers praised him, friends admired him. He believed he had found the secret to success. But life has a way of testing what we think we know. After college, Ethan started his first business. He was excited, motivated, ready to prove himself. At the beginning, things went well. But soon, problems started appearing. Customers complained. Sales dropped. His team became stressed. Deadlines were missed. Ethan reacted the only way he knew how. He worked longer hours, slept less, pushed his team harder, made faster decisions. Just work harder, he told himself. That's the answer. But instead of improving, things got worse. His team started quitting. His health declined. Stress grew unbearable. One night, sitting alone in his office, staring at a screen full of problems, he felt something he had never felt before. Helpless. What am I doing wrong? He whispered. Shh. I'm doing everything I can. That was the moment everything began to change. The next day, Ethan met an older man named Daniel. Daniel was a quiet consultant brought in by one of Ethan's investors. He didn't speak much, but when he did, people listened. Daniel observed the business for a few days without saying anything. Then one afternoon, he asked Ethan a simple question. Why are you fighting everything? Ethan frowned, because that's how you solve problems. Daniel shook his head gently. No, he said, that's how you exhaust yourself. Ethan didn't understand. I just need to push harder, he insisted. Daniel smiled. Let me tell you a story. Imagine a river, Daniel began. It flows through mountains, forests, and rocks. When it meets a big stone, does it try to break it? No. It goes around it. Exactly, Daniel said. The river reaches the ocean not because it is strong, but because it is patient. Ethan sat silently. Daniel continued, you are trying to be a hammer, but sometimes life requires you to be water. That sentence stayed in Ethan's mind. You are trying to be a hammer, but life requires you to be water. Over the next few weeks, Daniel guided Ethan step by step. Instead of reacting immediately, Ethan learned to pause. Instead of forcing solutions, he started observing problems. Instead of pushing his team, he began listening to them. At first, it felt uncomfortable, slow, almost wrong. Something surprising began to happen. The team started sharing ideas. Problems became clearer. Solutions became simpler. One day, a major issue appeared. A key client threatened to leave. Old Ethan would have panicked. He would have pushed harder, demanded faster results. This time he did something different. He waited, listened carefully to the client's concerns. Instead of arguing, he asked questions. Instead of defending, he understood. And within a few days, not only did the client stay, they became even more loyal. Ethan realized something powerful. Not every battle needs force. Some battles need understanding. Months passed, the business slowly stabilized. His team became stronger, and most importantly, Ethan changed. One evening, Ethan sat by a quiet lake, thinking about everything he had learned. He smiled and said softly, "Success is not about how hard you push, but how wisely you move." He remembered all the nights he spent fighting problems, thinking force was the only answer. But now he understood. Sometimes the greatest strength is patience. Sometimes the smartest move is to wait. Sometimes the best solution is not to push, but to adapt. Here are the lessons Ethan learned, the lessons that can change your life too. Success is built in small steps, not in desperate force. The moment you stop fighting everything, you start understanding everything. And sometimes, the greatest strength is patience. Life will always bring difficult situations. There will be moments when everything feels stuck. Moments when pushing harder seems like the only option. But remember this. A locked door does not open by hitting it harder. It opens with the right key. So next time you face a challenge, ask yourself, am I using force or am I using wisdom? Because the way you choose to act will decide the result. Ethan's story is not just about business. It's about life, relationships, dreams, growth. Because in every part of life, the same truth applies. Brute force may move things quickly, but wisdom and patience move things correctly. And in the long run, correct always beats fast. So slow down, observe, think, adapt, and trust the process. Because sometimes the best way forward is not to push harder, but to move smarter. If this story touched you, take a moment to reflect. Where in your life are you using force when you should be using patience? If you found this story helpful, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more powerful life lessons. Your journey is just beginning.